Hello, welcome to this Facebook Live. Today, with Melissa, I have the pleasure to have a conversation with a dear friend and another coach on a topic that we've been discussing a lot together on my own and also in in a leadership training we are on. So I'm looking forward to Melissa to join with me here. Hopefully it'll work because we've had some technical issues today. Uh, so trying this page now if we can have her with us. So it'd be great to see her face, to hear her as well. But before we get Melissa to join us, I would like to hear from you. How do you understand what is self-worth? What it really means to you? What comes first to your mind? Just like if you think intuitively, what would it be for you? I see Melissa in the comments. And now I'm trying to, if somebody knows how this actually works, because like we've been having difficulties for her to join, so hopefully it'll be possible. I see some other viewers, so please type in the chat. Where are you joining from? I am in Buenos Aires for the rest of the month with my husband, so enjoying the summer here because it's full on summer. I'm from Finland, so I bet it's still a little cold and winter there. Okay, Melissa, how is it? Oh, Marie-José, welcome to join from Montreal. I bet it's still a winter there too, right? And knowing you're in the same leadership training, what does self-worth mean to you? I know you're a Madonna as well, so great to see other Madonnas here. Oh yeah, it's so cold, I bet. Okay, Melissa is not seeing the request to join button. That's so sad. I don't know, like we've tried my Facebook page. Now we're live on here. Marie Chauchet is on fire. Okay, Melissa, shall we do the Instagram live at the same time, and they'll just hear me talking here, but we can have the chat open. We'll try Instagram, and I'll keep you here. And please do let us know what you think of self-worth. That's the topic for today. Because we've been really discussing this, not only with Melissa, but others as well. Like, what do you allow yourself to have? Because, like, this is such a key in life. Ooh, Melissa is live here. Woo! Okay, I'm requesting to join. At least it works on Instagram. So Facebook, keep up. Yay!
Hello.
Hello, hello. What a morning for us.
I know, so funny. I know. I'm sorry, I couldn't find the Facebook thing. If anyone knows how to request a second person on Facebook, please share with us. We couldn't go on Facebook Live together, but hey, we can go on Instagram Live together, right?
So we are here, Instagram Live, where you can see Melissa's lovely face too. And so you can go to Livia Joy.com on Instagram or here on my Facebook page. But we'll do both at the same time because we can.
Yeah. Yes, absolutely, absolutely. Well, good morning, everyone. Thanks so much for joining us. Kaisa and I get to chat about self-worth. This is something we've been talking about for a while now. We have an upcoming show that where we're talking a lot about courage, self-worth, what it takes to live the life that you really want, the life of your dreams. And so we get to chat about that with you. Do you want to start us off today, Kaisa?
Oh, thank you for the intro and inviting me to this live. Yeah, it's such a great topic, so I'm really much looking forward to this conversation. We'll try to keep it short because the topic is that we could be here for hours, hours and hours. There's a lot to say. But yeah, we would like to hear from you, like what comes to your mind when we talk about self-worth and how I see it and what has been kind of like, let's say, my struggles or challenges around self-worth, that there's the imposter syndrome very often coming to limit what I allow myself to be or do or have. And now working on like who is the authentic Kaisa that I want to, release and just be myself. So first of all, starting just from being like how it impacts, like how the sense of self-worth impacts just like my being and being authentic. Does that make sense to you?
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. Because the way we present ourselves to the world, so the way you treat people is a direct reflection of how you feel about yourself. So if you are unkind or if you have really high standards for people that where people can't meet them, that's because you have that within yourself. You're struggling with that. You're battling that, and so you know everything is a reflection, right? Whatever we do is a reflection. So the people that come into our lives is a reflection of something that we are projecting out into the world. It's just coming right back to us. It's just showing us what we are putting out into the world. And so if you feel like you're not worthy, you are going to come across a lot of people or a lot of situations that will continue to give you that evidence. I mean, that's how I feel about it.
Yes, like who do you allow yourself to be? And like you said, the people around us. We are not here alone. And the importance of having those connections, relationship with others. So how does that self-worth even like impact your like close circle and even like bigger communities? We are here to serve many people, thousands of people. So how we take a stand for ourselves to allow us to be who we want to be, and that impact just like compounds, to the people around us.
Sure, sure, absolutely. And so, what is the solution then? If you're having those self-worth struggles, how is it that you can turn it around?
Oh, yes, good question. Who has a magic wand?
Right?
I know. It's oh wow. I think it's just like constant work with yourself, because uh, how I see it is that you start from somewhere and you start like experimenting, like, okay, what it is like if I allow myself to do this, be that, create this, and get feedback. How does it feel? Um, is this me? Like, okay, is there another level to expand? Because when we just start trying some things, is especially having the, let's say, imposter syndrome, when I, for example, the event 2 day live that we are creating and contacting like amazing experts, thought leaders in their fields, I'm like, ooh, thinking like, how would this person want to work with me, or with us and come to this show? And just having the sense of self-worth, then like, yes, why not? And just like going after the things that you want to create. And then it's been amazing, like meeting these experts and having like such a wonderful conversations and connections when our missions align. So this is what I mean by feedback, that when you go take action towards what you want, and then noticing like, oh my god, they are so excited to join. When I was first like limited in the thinking, like, who would want to work with me, who would want to
Right.
collaborate with me, but then the response has been totally the opposite. It's been amazing. So this is what I would advise anyone to do, is like, how do you start with small steps to expand what you truly want? You don't need to go all the way at first, but just like how they say, to stretch yourself 2-3% at a time, because it's like a rubber band. When you just keep stretching, it's never going back to its form, but you're expanding what you're allowing yourself, and then you can go, limitless after that, just because there's always the next level. Because when you start learning about yourself and getting like, closer to that, and when you're there, it's like, oh, actually there's another step. So yeah, how does that sound as a practical example?
No, absolutely. Well, it's baby steps, you know. It's not like you said, we don't have a magic wand. We can't just click and all of a sudden I'm better. I don't beat myself up anymore. I'm totally worth it. You need evidence. You've gathered all of this evidence for so long on why you're not worth it, or for whatever reason, whatever our self-talk is, right?
Yeah.
We like to call words. Whatever those things are, those things that they just keep bugging us over here. Oh, you little nerd, get out of here, get out of here. We have to find a way to work through that. And the way we work through that is by gathering evidence as to why we are worthwhile, why we are divine, why we determine our self-worth, and we can do that in a positive manner or we can do it in a negative manner, and it's going to be up to us. No one is here to save us, right? And that's really, I think, one of the biggest lessons that we've been learning as we've been going through our leadership program is, if it is to be, it's up to me. And that is in every aspect of life, including how much do I value myself. And so when you're taking those baby steps, you're gonna fall back a little bit, just like a little one. A little one doesn't learn to walk in 5 minutes. A little one takes time, and they have to get themselves up. They have to build those muscles. Well, you have to build those muscles of self-worth as well. You have to be able to do the work that is going to create that evidence, that is going to help you to get stronger in that area, so that you can show yourself, oh, I am. And then you start feeling it, and then you start projecting it, and eventually, magic. It's like it happened overnight, but it isn't.
Yeah, I'm just, having my nephew in my head now, and like how seeing how he started, to learn how to walk, and it's just like, you fall and it's like wobbly at first, and now he's like totally running, so
Yeah,
it takes
exactly.
time. I think that's a big thing, because we don't allow ourselves to have that time. Usually, like, we want to be there already, and then we beat ourselves up if we're not getting right away what we want. So then having this like conversations again, like you call the nerds, like, oh, why aren't we getting what we want? And the patience, I've been learning that a lot lately, how to be patient, allow yourself to have that
Yeah.
growth back, because I like the reference, like what you said about kids, because it's you know, by the time we're 7, we've learned already like what is our value system, and that's often from coming from the people around us, the authorities we have in our lives. So having that, um, how would I say it in English? But yes, like you would have your value system is probably the word that I'm looking for. That by the time we are 7, that's built, and after that, we are kind of living based on that value system that we absorbed, we applied from other people. So noticing like who am I and what who I want to be, for example, and how we allow then ourselves to be that. Um, we've impacted so much by other people. So having that sense of self worth, it's not easy. It's not it's not an easy task. So there's a lot of that, a
Yeah.
lot of those baby steps to actually go there, to do a lot of self reflection, I would say, and finding that true self. What is your value system? What are your priorities? What are your needs? What are your desires? First of all, like as well, and go after that. Allow yourself what you really
Absolutely.
want.
And remembering to give ourselves grace through all of it, because that's the part where I think we all know but we forget to do. We still have the expectation. We still say, oh well, I learned that already, why am I still repeating the same pattern? Give yourself grace. You're a person, you're human. It happens.
Mm.
It's okay. Move on. When you talk to your little one, do you when your little one is beating yourself up? Now that's the kicker right there. My little one, when he used to see me beat myself up, that was the pattern he learned, and I knew that I wasn't just shifting for me at that point. I was also shifting for him. So I'm always telling him, give yourself grace, man. It's fine. You made a mistake. Dust yourself off and go. And then now he catches every once in a while. I'll, snap back into that little, my rubber band comes back and it remembers a little piece of that old Melissa back there. And he's like, Mama, why aren't you giving yourself grace today? And I just laugh. He's
Oh.
13. I'm like, so right, Adrian. You are so right. Why giving myself? I have an accountability partner right here built in.
Oh, that's so good. That's so good. And that's the feedback as well. Like, we can do so much self reflection in our head, but feedback, oh my God, how you can have that partner. Is it your friend, your spouse, or your child? Oh, that's a good one. I don't have that. But yeah, I do get feedback from my husband, and he's at the same time, lifting me up and also challenging me to be a better person at the same time. So, feedback, and asking for that, um, as well, because we do like um, see maybe in others, like what are our challenges. We might see that in others more easily. Like what is maybe annoying us in some other people might be exactly the areas of growth that we have. Just as an example, if I see someone who's very extrovert and bold and courageous and just like, going after that, and I might be like, ooh, uh, maybe sometimes a little judgmental, because I know that that's an area for me to grow, to really be bolder. So I can say that for sure that it's also easy to see some characteristics or behaviors in other people. So it's also important to ask for that feedback, that how do other people perceive you.
Right, right. And that's the hard part. Sometimes we don't want to hear it, right?
No.
Sometimes we're like, don't tell me, I kind of know, but it's so helpful if you can just allow yourself the opportunity to hear that. I love that you brought that up because our coach actually gave us that challenge.
Yeah.
And she had all give each other feedback and none of us wanted to do it. We're like, no, we didn't. I know I didn't want to do it because I didn't want to hear what other people were saying about me that I already knew I needed to work on.
Mm.
But I said, you know what? It's going to be a learning opportunity. You have to shift your mindset.
Yeah.
You have to say, okay, how can I benefit from this? And once I did that, let me tell you, it was so relieving. One, I'm harder on myself than anyone else. Everyone else is like, oh my goodness, Melissa, you're doing great, you're doing this. And I was like, well, did you see that I messed up last week? I mean, really, what are you basing this on? And it doesn't matter. That's the thing.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter, but what it does is it gives you the opportunity to show yourself how much do you value yourself, right? That was a big lesson for me in what I do, like the high expectation. That's why I said it. This is all personal experience. I'm not calling anybody out here. This is just me, what I've experienced. And I'm like, yep, when I set those really high standards for other people, it's because I'm trying to reach impossible standards myself. And then I get upset with myself when I don't reach them. I'm like, really? What is that about? And then if I see my son, my kids, my clients, my friends, my sister, if I see them doing that to themselves, I'm like, what are you doing? Why would you hurt yourself
No.
that way?
Why don't we treat ourselves like we treat others? Like, why don't we be so friendly and kind and loving? But it's a lot of judgment. Like, I know, I
That is
know.
that is the lesson. Treat yourself like you would treat your sister, your neighbor, your children, your best friend. How do you treat them? And why do you treat them that way? Because you love them. Love yourself that much. And like the rest falls in place. It really does.
It's so good for you to bring this up because I think these go so hand in hand. Um, like you said about the feedback, but also like how you are open to receive that feedback and not take it as a criticism, but just like it's information, how people see you and how people see that what you're doing and being and uh, then noticing like okay the areas for growth, maybe there's some blind spots that you haven't been seeing, but especially what you said what you're doing well, because we have like is it now like 70,000 thoughts a day, where from which like 60,000 are negative, because
Right,
our
right.
brain is wired for just like noticing that negative, what haven't I done, what should I do, like I should be doing something else, and beating ourselves up as well. So we often miss so much like what we've done well, what we've accomplished. If okay, maybe we haven't reached our targets yet, but it's like there's so many steps, so to acknowledge those tiny steps as well and what is working for me, and not just like what is not working, because that's so much easier to focus on that. But like you said, you got feedback like how you're doing so well, whereas your focus might be somewhere like, oh, what hasn't happened yet, what I haven't done yet.
And do that one thing, and everybody was like, "Really, Melissa?" But yeah, but like that one thing. Do you remember that one thing that I didn't do? And they're like, "Really?"
I know, when there's like 10 good things that you've been doing, right?
Out of the 10 things, I was like, but,
Yes.
no,
Oh, that's a good
no.
one. Erase the buts. It's just like When you're doing that self reflection, acknowledging your wins or what is going well, it's just like no buts.
Yeah.
I was noticing this with my clients because I had the group coaching call on Monday. And I was asking, I always start the sessions with, like, what are your wins? Like, let's share the wins, what is going well. And then there was
Yeah.
just like one who was just saying, like, what is not working. And I'm like, stop, stop, stop. We are now focusing on what is working. And she had a lot of buts there. And I was like, no, no, no. I wanted to stop the pattern because that's
Right.
what we do all day long. But if we just pause, notice when we are just in the negative loop, pause and start acknowledging ourselves. Because it's like she had wins, but there was a lot of buts because she hadn't done those things that she wants to do next. But
Right.
when you just like focus on what's working, because I think this increases your self worth as
Yes.
well, because you allow yourself to acknowledge you from the good work, what you've done well, and in any area of your life,
Yeah.
like whether it is with your partner, with your children, with your friends, um, or in your business, with your clients, with your collaborators. It's like you said earlier, we are human. So it's not
Yeah.
like these areas are separate. Um, it's just bringing this up because in the same coaching call is like they were very much focusing on the business aspect that they want to grow. But yes, you can acknowledge your from the wins that you've been having in your personal life as well.
Yeah.
So
Absolutely.
I do recommend that for everyone here listening.
All impacts. Just because you have a goal in one area and you have success in another area, don't diminish that. If that impacts your success in the other area, it just takes a little time, like that patience that you were talking about. Let's talk a little bit about the patience before we go. I actually have something that I'm super excited for you because I think your patience paid off this week. Tell us about it, Kaisa.
Oh, thank you for sharing. Um, yes, I want this to let's say encourage others as well to be patient. And what is the impact when you're like focusing on not the quick results, but just like building connection, building relationships? Because I've been having negotiations with a company for me to do freelance coaching with them, and we started um, like 1.5 years ago. More than that, more than one and a half years ago, to start the negotiations, and then they had organizational changes and people changing who's in charge of this freelance coaching team, and then they got back to me. I've been getting back to them, and it's just like constant conversations. And now that they are actually very much in need, it's just everything is moving rapidly forward. So we are making
Brilliant.
contracts for me to start working with these new clients next month. So onboarding this month, and this happened, yeah, last week. So this is like what we talked about, the patience and really giving yourself grace and being open to the possibility. Just everything is relationships here. Like I mentioned earlier, we are not here alone. So, who do you want to surround yourself with? Who do you want to work with? And like, especially those who lift you up, empower you, inspire you, where you can see like, hey, I want to be there. I want to be like her or him, in the future. So, having those peoples around you is really a key. But yeah,
Yeah.
patience, good topic as well, and related to the self worth and like going after your desires. Yeah.
Yes, yes, so important because you stuck with it. I know there were some times that you were probably thinking, what am I doing here? Is this worth it? Am I creating the impact that I set out to create? And it's coming. You're there. You're over the hump, which I'm so excited for you. And and I continue to celebrate you. So I'm so proud of you, Kaisa. And
Thank you.
it's been amazing, amazing collaborating with you over these last, what, I don't know what, we're going on half a year now, it seems like.
Yes, I think we met half a year ago, más o menos.
Yeah,
Yeah, November.
yeah. And in November we met. Yeah, it's so fun, so fun. Awesome. Well, I did want to end with a quote before we go. I don't remember who said this, but I think it was super important and so fitting. It says, if you don't know how to love yourself, how are other people supposed to know how to love you? Just think about that for a second, and I'll repeat it.
Oh, I love that. Yeah.
If you don't know how to love yourself, how are other people supposed to know how to love you? And so the way that you love yourself is a reflection of how you want or how you expect other people to love you. And if you can't do that for yourself, who else is going to do it? How are they going to do it? And so I just want to leave you all with that. Kaisa, my friend, thank you so much for joining me live today again. Today. And then we're going to do this again soon,
Yes.
very soon. Have lots to talk about. We want to encourage you all to join us in Courage to Lead. It's to lead. Courage to lead.
Yeah, don't leave yet.
Don't yet, no. Courage to Lead, revealing secrets on creating genuine love and monumental fortune. And it's coming up on March 25th and 26th. We hope you'll be there. We are bringing some amazing speakers to you. We've got Boss Babe coming. We've got some other, oh my gosh, we have a whole list of
Oh, yeah.
fantastic. We've got
20
Dr.
plus amazing women entrepreneurs, thought leaders, coaches, like consultants, entrepreneurs. Like, yeah, we don't have time to go the whole program with you at the moment, but we'll share links so you can go
Yes.
and register because it just we opened up the registration. So go there, reserve your seat because there's a lot more coming not only about this topic, but a lot more. So, how you can have, like Melissa said, to create that genuine love in your life for yourself and others, and while you're building your empire, like building your fortune, having abundant lifestyle. So, very much looking forward to our event today live show coming soon.
Yeah.
So, hoping to see you all
Excited.
there. And bring
Yes.
those girlfriends with you, bring that spouse maybe with you
Yes.
there, or even kids. Oh my god. Yeah, that would be so good for them to just like learn some of the skills that our experts have talking about, starting from mindset and a lot of other topics as well. So
Yes, yes, some good stuff, good stuff. Awesome. Well, thank you everybody for joining us. Or if you're seeing the replay, thank you so much for watching us today. Leave us a comment. Tell us what you got out of this. What was important, or what would you like us to cover? We'd love to hear from you. Thank you so much, everyone. Thank you, Kaisa. See you, everyone.
thank you.
Bye.
Looking forward to reading those comments.
Yes.
Thank you, Melissa. Okay, just saying here on the Facebook Live, I'll be posting as well the link to the summit I was talking about. So I hope to see you there and just leave in the comments like what would be the topics that you would want to cover in these talks. Where would you like some help from us? So we want to bring value to you so that you can thrive and succeed and love your life. I believe we are here to enjoy life. So, how can we do that the best? Okay, looking forward to hearing from you and seeing your comments.